Let's go. Let's go. So today in today's session, today's session we are going to be continuing along with this morning series of creating creating art. Yeah. So in today's session, we are going to be continuing along the same journey that we had taken previously, creating more than consuming. And I just wanted to take a minute and inspire you all with some of what we have done and some of what's possible for you. So this is my private sketchbook that I keep, and I make drawings of whatever I can, whenever I can, from every single place. So so start today with take a page, and all you need to see. It's a very small book that I have, like it's the size of the palms, and that is all that you need. So let's go. I'm going to be starting today. Going to be setting the page first. All right, I'm setting the page here, and before I start, I'm going to just take a pencil and start with drawing the guidelines here. So the entire scenery, I don't want to make it very long, so I'm just kind of keeping it here, placing it here, and I'm going to just divide the space that I want into some space where I'm going to be drawing the land, and some other space where I'm going to be setting the mountain. So I'm just going to first start off with setting the division. Okay, and once your lines and everything is placed and it is divided, we can start adding into the details. We can start adding into the details into it. So so starting with this, then the once we have this basic lines and everything locked, then the next step that we need is we need to set the space where I'm going to be drawing the mountains. I'm just going to be first starting with one line here, and I'm going to be setting and I'm going to be drawing this mountain here. So you can just kind of like push your pencil, draw one mountain like this. Just kind of keep it free and keep your hand loose as you draw this. Keep your hand loose as you draw this, and you can draw this mountain here. Now in this, we can add our little home, okay, which I'm going to be placing. So let me just set an island where I'm going to be drawing this. So it's a little cabin by the lake, and I'm going to be setting this island here where I'm going to be drawing everything. All right, so I hope that you can all hear me, you can all see me clearly. The live stream chat is open, so you can, of course, if you're, I'll be asking you, I'll be prompting you to comment, I'll be asking you comment in yes if you are able to follow along. And if there is any questions or any doubts, feel free to ask. I'm here to help you and answer. Okay, and now I place this space for this island. And now on this, I'm going to be drawing the house. I'm going to be drawing the house cabin here. So how do I do it? I just need to be drawing I just need to be drawing three lines here. One triangle here and just go, it's one triangle here. And I complete the roofing pattern in this. So quite literally, when you're drawing, you don't have to make it very detailed or anything. You just have to show the details. And if you notice, my lines are also pretty sketchy and abstract, and that's the whole beauty behind it, right? When you take a walk as you are going along, and imagine yourself being outside taking a nice little walk outside and think of all the scenes that you'll be seeing. So you see the home, you see the mountain. Let's add a nice little tree here. So how do I add a tree? I can just simply pull out one line like this, and I'm going to be drawing this little these lines, and this I'm going to be placing it here. Okay, just a nice little very smooth and soft lines. So I want to add another tree in this. I want to add another tree in here. Let's add this. Notice how when I'm drawing the tree, I'm not drawing it very detailed. I'm just drawing it very light, and I'm going to be drawing this with these circles and these shapes. Here I can add the pine tree. How do I add the pine tree? You can start with the line, and along its sides, you can just draw these leaves to go along this. These leaves to go along here like this. I can add these leaves and this to come here. Can add another one of this to just show these sides, and that's it. Let's place another island here. You can, when you're watching this, you can of course log in from your computer, you can log in from your phone. I think when you log in from your phone, it'll be much more easier. And you can do this from anywhere. One of the things that I want to tell is that you can draw art from any place, and you don't need any special materials for this. Just a pencil, a pen, and I'm going to show you how using just two mediums you can create such stunning details. Let me add another tree here, and this, that's it. So with that, I have done the pencil sketch. Now I can take out the pen. Just take a minute and do this. Just take a minute and complete the sketch if you haven't. Look at each one of those details. Notice the mountain. Notice the mountain. Notice the house here with the island. Notice these trees. Notice that the shape of the mountain isn't like a perfect triangle, but kind of like an imperfect this thing. And that's how it's supposed to be. Sip water. I hope all of you who are sitting here are hydrated, and you have your and you're taking your and you're sipping water. You're sipping water. Yeah, awesome. All right. So I hope you're ready. Now we can start our I think the result. Oops, I think I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's start. Let's start now with the rest part. All right. So I'm going to be now taking out my pen here. You can use any pen for this. I'm going to be using this pen here. I want to take a minute, and for those of you who are here, I'm really grateful for those of you who have joined in. Um, Please take a minute and subscribe to my channel. I put out a lot of amazing content like this with a lot of free tutorials, lessons, and classes. So take a minute, subscribe so that you don't miss out on a lot of amazing stuff that I give. Let's go. So I'm going to now start with the inking on this. I'm starting with this outline, carefully placing the outline. Notice I'm just drawing it one line at a time. Carefully to pick this up, and let us complete the outline here. complete this line here. Just take it one line, one line, one line at a time, right? It's amazing. It's amazing. Someone's been subscribed here for more than 5 years. That's amazing. Chal. So let's now draw along this here. Going to now complete this land here. Notice how I just draw these broken little lines here. We'll add in some details into this. All right. I'm just going to start off with outlining each of these parts. Let's draw these tree outline. And notice when I'm drawing the outline, you don't have to make it very detailed at first. Notice how I'm just kind of putting it as these lined outlines. And that's one of the very important things that you have to do it. All right. So it's one of the very important things that I have to do it into this. So now I'm going to start off with this tree here. Just pulling it out. All right, let's just complete this, pull it out and do it. Yeah, awesome. So thank you so much, Natasha. But I think that throwing hate online is kind of outdated and old fashioned now. These days, anybody can become a creator. And I think you should, yeah, you should share something valuable instead of just spamming others' chat. Anyways, appreciate the involvement. Let's go now. Let's see. Carefully pull this out one line at a time. Let's just carefully take this out here, right? And for these trees outside as well, just see, you don't have to make the complete outline first when you're outlining because you're going to be adding in detailings with ink. You can just kind of suggest an outline with these dots and with this. So when you're drawing the trees as well, we'll be showing this with leaves, but just think of how the outside of the leaf will be to you can show them as these shapes, abstract shapes, or you can show them as these hatches and everything. All right. So now that with this, let's draw this mountain here. Let's go this mountain here. Draw this island over here and the street. So with just a few lines, we've now done the outline. Now we can start with inking and adding the details. This is going to be the most fun part. I'm going to start off with the roof here, where I'm drawing these diagonal lines matching the side of the roof. That's one of the very important things when you're drawing lines with hatching. Let your lines follow the shape. Okay, notice now inside the cabin, I'm filling it with vertical lines inside here with this cabin. Just going to zoom into this. All right, I'm going to zoom into this now. Now let's go. Let's add these little strokes in this here. Let's add the little strokes and stuff here. Complete this pattern for a nice little cabin. You see, just drawing these horizontal lines together. Not only is it not only is it adding to the hatching, it also makes the it also makes the drawing really. It also gives it a nice little wooden texture, like a wooden door kind of texture it adds that. Now let's add this for the grass. You can just kind of flick the pens over it. See, you can just flick the pens and it starts to look like grass. Just flick the pen. See, just try flicking the pens like this and it'll start to look like grass. Make the grass come out from the sides as well. Right? Let's add a little grass in this here, little bush here to add a foreground element. See, these become so automatic that you these become so automatic that you'll be able to draw them after a while without thinking. Like in the initial first few times, you'll be a little conscious, self-conscious. But as you draw, you will see that they become very intuitive. Your What you're trying to do is you're trying to emulate the natural textures and the patterns around you. Can add a few more grasses and textures here below the house because it's going to be darker. All right. Now let's add this tree here. Going to be drawing this tree here. Those of you who joined in the stream a little late, you can just slide back and you can catch up. I think that's one of the whole beauties of why I'm doing this as a YouTube live stream, because you can always go back. You can always just, swipe back and see the parts that you missed. So, unlike a Zoom class, it's happening in lifetime. This is there is less pressure for you to show up and start. The whole point is I want you to start your day with a sense of calm. I don't want this to be another reason why you're stressed. Let's add this tree here. Notice how I'm drawing this tree. Once I have this pattern inside this, I just need to fill it with lines like this. See, notice the pattern. I'm basically pulling out lines from inside, that is turning towards the left side and then slowly transitioning towards the right side. I'm also doing it layer after layer after layer. So you do one layer on the top, below it you do another layer. Just try it out. One layer you do and then below it you do the another layer. It's one line, one line, one line at a time. And that is the whole magic of it. One line that you're placing, and that is leading it to, and that is what makes this experience so much zen, because each line that you draw, you place it mindfully. See, notice how this line flows along, and then you pull this. Awesome. So how's your sketch coming along? Let me know in the comments, guys. You can give me a thumbs up if you're able to follow along, if you're able to do this. Right? Let's add this. Beautiful, is it not? It's a mixture of dots and strokes. Exactly, that's the whole point, right? It's a mixture of dots and strokes that you're putting in this. Okay, so just adding this texture-like effect on this side as well, just to kind of get this thing. Let's complete this. Let's complete this tree here. Notice how inside this tree, as I want to draw this, my method is very simple. I just need to place these combination of these little shapes and lines into it. See, the reason when you're drawing a tree, the whole idea is that leaves individually you will not be able to see. But when you look at them, you are looking at a pattern. So what you're doing is you're drawing a pattern that is kind of looking like leaves. So, oh, don't overthink this. See, make it a combination of few lines, few dots. Imagine if you're seeing leaves from a distance, how will they look? You will not be able to see the leaves individually, right? You'll be able to see them coming together and you'll see them form a pattern. And that's exactly what we are doing. Notice as I draw it, I'm making it darker along the bottom. So this shows a sense of shadow and light as well. Because when you're first, see, when you're thinking about light, okay, the bottom portion where there is less light is where there will be maximum shadow. So I'm adding more strokes and pattern, making it dense around here. All right, I'm making it dense around here so that this naturally adds a shadow like effect. See, And then I'm keeping a light on the top. See, just a few lines and then a few dense patterns. Let's do the same. Let's do the same for this as well as the top. Yes, exactly. You're suggesting. Very good. You're suggesting the tree. And that is exactly what you need to do in a sketch. Okay. Because if I were to draw a tree in detail, then I'll have to do a hyper close up of it. If it was a hyper close up, then we can do it. But in a scenery, your aim is there are two purposes in this. One purpose is to capture the scenery. Imagine that you are outside live, and that is an ultimate. That is in fact a beautiful experience to have. With the same technique, go outside, try capturing the scenes around you. So you will see that you will need faster ways to quickly capture the scene without it has to look beautiful, but it has to be fun, right? So that's the way that you do it there. So you can drawing this, let's do this pattern, see, and of course you can come up with your pattern. Like each day we can explore a different tree and it can be a different pattern that we are putting into this. All right, I'm starting this here, just adding this pattern into this, and let's draw the tree. Let's draw the street trunk. That doesn't this look cool, right? So cool. Let's go. Come to Kerala. For those of you who are there, notice how I'm adding a little bit of shade along this as well. Whenever you want to add shadows, think of it in this way. Okay, add mostly shadows along the bottom and keep it mostly along one side. For example, if I'm adding shadows along the left side, I'm naturally assuming that the light source is from the right side. So if the light source is from here, the entire shadow, this region will be dark. And that's how you do it, yeah. See, you're just using your pen to suggest. A very nice smooth pen will be very useful. Like what I'm using is a felt tip pen. It's only for 10 rupees actually. 10 rupees, and those of you who have joined in from US, 10 rupees is literally, I don't know, one eighth of a dollar. So this is this is all that it takes, but you need a pen that has nice smooth ink. All right. Now, finally, let's do the same for this tree as well. We are at the final touches. Okay, I told you this will take only 20 minutes, and exactly we started a little late today at 6:10, right? Let's make this tree here as well. And of course, with the way that we are doing this, right? With the way that you're doing this. So the pen that I'm using is a Rorito Fiber Point. It's called a Fiber Point pen. So you can go to any stationery art shop and ask for a Fiber Point pen. So fiber point pens. So the materials that I use are micron fine liners. These pens are pretty expensive and they come with all these different tips. And this is the pen that I like to carry around the most because it's so simple and so versatile. And with a single pen, I can draw so much and it has a smooth ink. Let's draw this island here. Notice how I'm drawing, how I'm hatching this island place with these vertical lines. Carefully one line after another that you put in like this parallel. And of course, after completing it, you can add it your own touch. You can add watercolor, you can add a wash over it. I'll show you. And you can of course personalize it in your way. Let's add the mountain finally with this land. Let's add the mountain here. Once again, I just need to hatch along one side. So I'm just kind of hatching along this one side here. Notice how I'm placing these diagonal lines to show the mountain. This is a very important rule when you're hatching, that you want to hatch your hatching and your strokes has to complement the shape of what you're drawing. Since the mountains are sloping, okay, I can, and it's vertical, I can use either diagonal lines or I can use vertical lines to show them. Like I can see I can use these vertical lines. I can just use these diagonal lines, or you can even use a combination. You can even use a combination of both as well. Let's just add and complete this. Very important rule, don't overdo it. I know that you can get pretty excited and you might want to add more and more and more, but at some point you have to realize where to stop. Okay, where you have to say the word enough and you have to stop here. So complete this. Let's now add a little water and reflection. Notice just like how we use vertical and diagonal lines, I'm using horizontal lines to show water. Why? Because water flows horizontally. Whenever you're making the strokes with pen, you want to show the side. So just like the mountain goes upwards, the water flows horizontally. So that's how you do it. Carefully place these lines close together, close together. That's it. Minimal lines. Okay. Minimal lines. Even with water, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overstuff it. You don't want to add, okay, let's add this hatching also. Let's add this cross hatching also. Let's try that fancy method. You have to learn to keep it minimal. Just adding a little bridge here. And that's it. As a final touch, if you wish, you can just add in a little bit of shade and a shadow along this side. And that's it. That's all that you need. There you go. You can sign your name, soul. Let's add the date here, 17/4/26. And there you go. There is my there is my morning sketch. I loved it. Yes, so those of you, if you have been, those of you who've been able to, those of you who have been joining along and following, uh, I would love to see your work. Remember, you can of course share your work and tag me on Instagram at soulgrow underscore impact coaches. Share and tag us here. And I would love to see all of you, and I would love to see your work. And those of if you're part of any of my community, if you're part of any of my community or WhatsApp group, remember to share the same sketch in the WhatsApp group as well. If you're part of my Zen gym or any community, remember to share your work in the WhatsApp group so that I can personally look and I can review. Thank you all so much for joining me today. It was indeed a pleasure having you. I look forward to I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, same time, 6 a.m. Join me for the morning of calm and creation. Take care, everyone. See you. And remember, I'll be doing more and more and more such videos like this. I plan to do a lot of series like this. So you can show your appreciation by taking a minute and subscribing to the channel. Take care, everyone, and see you.